The sky is falling on my own account. Sales are terrible. So I'm going to show you just how bad it is on my own Momster account. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. Today we're going to be looking at what's called a Sellics Benchmark report. And if you want to check this out, go to myamazonguy.com/Sellics. You can try this out for free. If 10 of you sign up, they're going to send me $1,000. So I hope one or two of you guys in the audience like me. All right. So the reason you should sign up for this, though, is inside of the report, they're going to give you a bunch of metrics and compare you and contrast you against other sellers. So my account in pretty bad shape right now. I'm only in the top 5,000 accounts analyzed. So I only have this bronze Sellics status. Over time, they also track you. So I've been tracking this about a year now, and I've been in the bronze status that entire time. So there's at least, a couple thousand people who have a better Seller Central account than me that Sellics is tracking. So there's some cool things in here. So I'm going to go in through and show you. So here, unfortunately, my ad sales dropped 80% from February to January, and my ACOS increased 1% in January. All right, so there's some metrics here. Now, suffice it to say, I have a seasonal account, so none of this actually surprises me. But the point is, it's kind of interesting to see like how things stack up, where things are going up and down. And I know that when Mother's Day rolls around, my account's going to bounce back and I'll have like a couple $100,000 in sales in May. So I'm not really worried, but I am curious. And so as we go through in here, you can see some of the metrics. So impressions down 66%. Clicks down 73%. Orders down 79%. These are numbers that are awful, right? Like just terrible numbers. My own wine glasses are actually down 50% year over year, which doesn't help on top of that. So I've actually had to start trying to lower some of my prices and liquidate and move some of my units because I'm overstocked. In one of my other videos you can watch about the inventory changes coming up on April 15th, they're going to ship out anything that's overstocked at Amazon. You really have to take some immediate action. Just as a quick blip, here's that Manage Inventory Health page where I talk in depth in that particular video. Here you can see I have about 4 or 5 items. I have about 2,000 units of overstock. Here's one example, 685 units, and in the last 60 days, only 2 units sold. I think this product got banned from ads. I'm still looking into it. Not entirely sure. So I've lowered the price down from $14 down to $9.99. I'm going to try and get that back up. Going into Mother's Day, I'm probably going to sell all 600 of these. Not worried, but need a game plan. And the Sellics report was one of the ways I figured this out, kind of looking and poking around. All right, so what I really like is the overall arching dashboard that just shows you what's going on. So here's one of the products that's just speccing here with 68% ACOS, and you got an arrow with a red sign. So we could, of course, go and try and optimize that, and you can use Sellics. Sellics is one of the oldest PPC tools on the market. I went to Prosper this past week, and quite frankly, there were 51 PPC automation tools on the market. At My Amazon Guy, we do personally use human pilots and macros over any PPC software. But I have to say, I do like Sellics' tool set, and we have used them in the past. The macro abilities within the tool set, I think, is one of the most powerful. It's very open box and transparent. Many of the PPC tools on the market are very black box, where you have to you kind of just have to push a button and trust the system to work. Sellics gives you a little bit more control. So as you go into the impact driver analysis, you can see what's gaining and what's losing. One of the things I really like about this is that you get to see what the macro view is, but also pull down into the micro. So here's the macro. You can see the whole account. But then if you want to get micro, hey, 20%, 24% ACOS decrease on my mom box, and which this is going to get even better the closer we get to Mother's Day. I did $144,000 last Mother's Day with $11,000 in ad spend. Did pretty good. So hoping to try and replicate that. I'm going to shoot for about $110,000 this year. I don't think I'm going to do as well, but we'll see what happens. So smudge kits doing good. Some of the men's soap doing good, doing better. But then as we go to this fruity soap, what happened there? Oh my goodness! Look at that giant red bar. It looks like a stock market crash. Or a crypto crash. We've seen a lot of those lately, haven't we? Geez. Good old Ethereum and Bitcoin. All right, so Age of Sage White Smudge Sticks. So it's interesting. So one of my smudge sticks is doing good. One is not doing good. So I might need to analyze, like, is there a particular size that's moving better than the others? You get an idea there with the impact driver and kind of, they're calling it a waterfall. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a stock report here. So you can look at the product analysis down here. Same idea. Start with the macro, then go into the micro. So what's nice about seeing a macro view like this is you know exactly where you need to laser in, right? It becomes abundantly clear. Like you look at the red dots because those are the problems, right? And then you look at the green dots and say, maybe I should spend more there. So CPC costs, so my CPC costs are anywhere from 83 cents all the way up to $1.95. And you can see, my CPC cost is above the product category benchmark at 51 cents. My photo was in the way there. Let's try that again. So being able to see your benchmark is very interesting. Like, how do you stack up against other sellers that are also in this category, right? So Sellics says average CPC is 50 cents and I'm spending $1.95. There might be a problem. Maybe I should just lower the price of my item and maybe I'll perform better instead of spending so much on PPC with piss poor results, right? All right, so as we keep scrolling down here, performance foundations, you can see, okay, here's 139 keywords, 54 ASINs, 68 campaigns, and 69 ad groups, all kinds of metrics. They give you scores. So here's my category benchmark. I got a 1.8. ASIN and ad groups, I'm at a 1.8. That's all good. Keyword and ad groups, I got a 2. And so here's the category benchmarks to see like how you're stacking up against them. So I actually have favorable basically segmentation strategies, right? Like how the format of the ads is set up. They're giving me props. They like what they see in terms of the segmentation. So it's not the advertising techniques that are the problem on my account. That's basically what that data says, i.e., I know how to set up an ad, right? But let's keep going. Now, by the way, all of this is being coldly read to you. I actually have no idea what I was going to start this video doing until I just kind of looked at the dashboard and I'm like, how am I going to put out a video and convince people I know what I'm talking about when my numbers suck? And I'm like, you know what? Actually, that actually makes a lot of sense. Let's do a video about how bad the numbers are because that's just transparency, right? All right, so 89% sponsored products, 11% sponsored brands. I don't know if they're calculating display in here. I may actually not have display on at this very moment. I will probably be more like a 85-10-5 split, the closer I get into Mother's Day. Sponsored products still king. One of the things I talked about at Prosper when I was on the PPC seller panel was I was a really big proponent of get back to the basics. Sponsored products, that's the basics. Video ads, that's definitely where you need to be as well on top of those basics. And I feel like a lot of sellers are just trying to like go out of their way to try and find the advanced hack or, go to Prosper and find that one thing. But really, it's all about the basics and segmentation and just running the regular playbook. That's your PPC, your SEO, your design, your catalog management, right? Okay, so here's the sponsored products. I got a 3.5 score right in the middle. And I believe this is the performance in the category on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest performing and 1 having the most room for improvement, bottom 20%. So my ACoS, this is my biggest problem on the account. So I'm at 48%. My category benchmark's at 27. I do spend a lot to try and develop products because I have a long view. So I am a little bit more aggressive than most accounts. Additionally, I don't think anybody wants to buy a $14 wine glass at this time, right? So if we go over to Amazon, let's go to my Mobster brand store here. And most of my items are selling at this $14 price point. I did lower the Mama Shark down to 10, and I do have my sharks at 15. I've historically done really well with them. I mean, keep in mind, like I got 1,600 reviews here with a 4.8 star average, and I never once spent any money generating reviews. So I've had a lot of success doing this historically. Just right now, nobody wants to buy a $15 wine glass. So that's my struggle. So that's why I've been looking at, what kind of changes can I make? I've been discontinuing a bunch of products. I've been trying to liquidate. Here's another liquidation one, a $10 item for because quarantine. And this is my most famous wine glass that got banned from ads back in February of 2021. I had this at the #1 SEO organic rank for wine glass back in 2021 up until about February 21st. I did about 5 video series trying to figure out how to get it unbanned from ads, but the word drinking got it banned. So that's what I think happened to my Mama Shark glass all of a sudden. Probably somebody reported it and it got banned. So yes, that does happen. All right, so got bad ACOS, but I do have a reasonable explanation on why the ACOS is bad. The conversion is super down. Things I've done historically and just haven't had to even think about, the profit margins aren't there anymore. So I have to evolve and change things. That's also why I'm coming out with some newer products, and I did smudge sticks. You know, I launched an entire new brand, so I didn't want to associate Age of Sage with the Monster wine glasses, so I kind of separated it out. So I got smudge sticks here. I got fruity scents and soaps, and did really good with the men's soap. Fruity did okay, but the men's soap did even better. The Mom box, you know, that was the one we've been started the video on. You can see some of these things in here, right? So that's the strategy. So conversion rates, I'm right in the middle of the pack at a 16.361% conversion rate. So anything between 8 and 12% I'd say is good or average. Anything above that is exceptional. Now, the funny thing about conversion rate, I'm a traffic guy, right? I think traffic 10 times more important than conversion. And that's because Amazon's already solved conversion. So for example, I can put up a stupid wine glass with a stupid saying on it on Amazon and get a 12%, 13% conversion without even trying. I don't even take real photos. I just Photoshop everything, right? That's my point. Amazon has solved conversion. You go to on the regular website, your conversion rate starts out 1, 2, maybe 3%. Well, if you build a Shopify, you have an uphill battle. You do have to worry about conversion when you're building a website. But on Amazon, the opposite is true. Amazon has solved conversion. They've really gone out of their way to make it as seamless as possible. You got good return rates, easy return policies, your ability to get stuff to you really fast, 2-day shipping. All of these are the reasons why Amazon's already solved conversion. I'm in the minority. 3 out of 4 people will tell you conversion's more important than traffic. I'm the one guy in the room. I'm the guy that says, nope, ignore the majority. Focus on traffic. And the reason for that, it's undertapped, it's undervalued. It's easier to double your traffic, 10 times easier, in fact, to double your traffic than to double your conversion rate. So with that in mind, let's keep going on here. Cost per click at 0.97. So I got an average on that. Category benchmark 0.86. That does look a little bit different than the above data. And CTR at 0.29%, right just under that average of 0.32, right? So the main image, number one thing that affects click-through rate. And you can expand all this. You can look at some details. You can see like how they're calculating this, right? So my smudge sticks, 0.2%, benchmark 0.4, my soaps at 0.3, but my Mom box gift set 1.1%. Look at that. That's a nice number. Really good click-through rate on that. That's because I did like 3 pig food tests. Big fan of pig food. Go to myamazonguy.com/pigfood or pigfood.com/myamazonguy to get 50% off that. And I'm a huge proponent of it. We run all kinds of, and here's the proof, 1.1% click-through rating. That's amazing, right? Who wouldn't want a 1% click-through rate? When the benchmark's 0.3, that's because the main image is so freaking important. You got to really pay attention to that, right? Now, with a regular wine glass, I've tested with or without wine. I've been trying other things, but it's kind of fun to see some of this. So I don't know if we can sort this. Yeah, I think we might be able to. Let's go back to page 1. So where is my highest click-through rate? There's another nice one, my Macho soap. Check that out, 0.9%. So let's see if we can sort this. Apparently you can't actually sort it. That's disappointing. Come on, Sellics. Let me sort some filters here with CTR. All right, so that is that information. Let's go to the next one. Optimize your account. They give you some free trials and some information in here and how to calculate the product category benchmark, take some action, get some stuff like that. So if you want to sign up for free, just go to myamazonguy.com/Sellics. And remember, if I have 10 people to sign up, they'll send me a $1,000 check, paid for some Chipotle burritos or some Mexican Coke for me. Appreciate that in advance. myamazonguy/Sellics. Analyze your products now. They will connect the API in. No, they don't ever market you. No, they don't try and upsell you. It's simply a free report. I've had it signed up for over a year, and it's just kind of nice to check on how you benchmark against all your competitors. So, and by the way, no, I am not actively using Sellics at this time. I just think they have a really cool benchmark report. So check it out, and thanks for watching.